Okay, we're going to look at P3 now, and for P3, which is the first part of assignment 2, we're already giving you basically all the information you need. It's a piece of independent research, but we're starting you off with a slide per device. So what we're asking you to do is basically go and independently research 5 devices categorized under 5 headings or 5 categories. So the first category is body and health. We've also got home and garden, city and neighbourhood, and further down we've got industry, and on the second page don't forget environment. So going back to body and health, you need to select one device. Okay, now obviously you can go and find your own devices if you so wish, but there's really no reason to do that because we give you all the information you need to start you off here for these devices. Okay, so you choose whichever device you're interested in. So for example, if I was going to select sensors and wearable thermometer, next to the actual name we've got a number 12. Choose slide number 12, and that gives you the starting information you need to know to understand what the actual item is and what we're talking about when we discuss in those terms what that item means. Now you then read that information and you write that up. I would say as an introductory sentence or paragraph, but obviously must be in your own words. You never copy and paste. Okay, so take that information as a starting point, then go off and do some independent research, maybe 10-15 minutes, not a lot. Don't spend hours on each one of these, but 10 minutes is probably adequate, and then expand upon what you've written down with your further own independent research. I would also suggest that you incorporate some images, so when you're looking through internet and doing your own research, if you find an image which represents that particular device, take a copy of that. And any images we see on the assignments, unless you actually particularly say this is your work, we will assume that this is actually just an image you're using for illustration purposes, but it will help the reader to understand what you're talking about, and that's the important thing with the image. The total amount of words, length and what have you is not particularly set, but I would suggest you're looking probably with the images and with laying it out with headings and subheadings for each device, I would suggest you're probably looking at about 2 full pages. The example I'll use is a little bit more wordy than you might be able to find, which is probably going on to about 3 or 4 pages, but the amount of detail you're having in your own work may be a bit less, but the quality is what counts. So this particular person's got a really detailed amount of information. They've gone off and they've researched and they've brought back excellent piece of work, nice use of headings, a good general introduction to the learning outcome 2. They're looking at it as being basically meeting the scenario, which hasn't changed, which I've not talked about intentionally, but you can go ahead and read that yourself. And there you can see they're looking at the first there, and it's going through lots and lots and lots of detail. Okay, and they've even taken the example from the PowerPoint of improving it with potential improvements, and they've taken that information through, and they've incorporated images, and they've actually done 1 page per item, and that's an excellent example of how you can do it. So that's what you want to do. So any questions, obviously message your tutor, ask them how you do certain things. Any ideas or any concerns, also message your tutor accordingly. Well done, and I shall look forward to seeing the work.